That's it. I'm done. I'm done trying to act like I care anymore. I am so sick of lazy game devs, of terrible optimization, of bad performance issues. I'm so sick of it all. I don't blame corporations anymore. I blame the devs and I blame the community. So, what am I talking about here? Games. Games suck now. I came to a huge realization last night when I was playing Repo, this cool little indie game, I thought it was, going to be a short little streamy game that only streamers would have fun playing. I had fun playing it, and it was so much fun. And you know what was great about it? It was $10 and it was 389 megabytes. 389. I have never even thought that that was a possibility in 2025, because so many games these days are so poorly made and poorly optimized that they're like 200 gigs for a character model, because every game engine sucks now. So now everybody's just trying to cram in as much high detail fidelity and like ultimately useless stuff into the game that just makes it look so terrible, perform terrible, and play terrible. So I wanted to talk about this because I've been having so many issues lately, probably since like 2022, where video games just are so poorly made, and I feel like nobody cares. I feel like there's a small community. There's a, what's it called, a silent majority or a silent minority, I don't even know, of people who just are able to recognize that video games are going in a downward hill and a downward trend in terms of just everything runs terribly. Everything is just like smeary because everybody's using TAA and AI to enhance their textures, when in reality they're just making them look even worse and like smudging everything, making everything look like you're looking at life through Vaseline glasses. It's so bad. And what I wanted to talk about is Repo. Repo is a four-player... Is it 4-player? I think you can go up to however many you want because of mods. It is a fun 3D game that's horror, and it took me 5 seconds to download it, and I can play it max graphics settings because there's not a whole lot of graphics that you need to run, and it can run so well, so perfectly. Just click play and you're open. It's open. That's it. And I feel like this is so rare. I don't know why this is rare, but it is. And it really makes me mad because I'm going to go through my Steam library right now. And some of the latest games that I used to play, just like, they seem to follow this trend of just being difficult, if that makes any sense. Like RuneScape Dragon Wilds. I love this game. I really do. I have 55 hours on it, and I bought it like a week ago. I really do love this game, but why is it run so bad? Because it's on Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine, I think it's on 5. I don't know if it's on 5, but it's on Unreal Engine, and it takes up like 9 gigs of space, which is fine, but it just runs so poorly. It has constant frame stutters. It has this weird freaking tessellation and TAA and anti-aliasing and all this unnecessary garbage that just ruins the game, makes it look terrible. Session Skate Sim, again, another game that I love. I have 161 hours in it. It's in Unreal Engine. It has so much ghosting, so much smearing, so much artifacts that are just a product of, I'm just going to call it lazy devs. These guys aren't very good at being devs, and honestly, but I don't blame it on corporations anymore. I feel like devs have to just like, there has to be something that we can just say, hey, devs, you're the ones making the game. You're the ones that are making this game and looking at it, and you're saying like, okay, I'm going to turn this into my supervisor because of a deadline. And I'm just like, bro, make the game better. Make it run. Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2. This was by far my biggest regret in ever buying a game. I bought this game because I thought it was going to be, the next big thing, because I was in a Helldivers 2, kind of era, and this seemed like it was going to be the next Helldivers 2. So I bought it. I bought it pre-release. I bought it for $90. This was my biggest mistake, and I wish I could refund it, because I have 6 hours in this game, and this is another game that it just felt like I was playing a 360p YouTube video through my monitor. It didn't feel like I was actually playing the game myself. It felt like I was telling a YouTube video to respond to my inputs, and it has this weird TAA, it has frame generation, it has freaking AI upscaling, it has all this other nonsense that you can turn off, but by default it is not turned off, and I didn't know about this, and this is kind of where I started to learn about this kind of all this extra junk that keeps getting added into our games, and it just runs so terribly. And I feel like a big issue with this is that so many streamers would play this game and play these kind of games and say, oh my god, it runs great. And like, yeah, you're running it on a $10,000 computer setup that like 18 people in the world have. I don't have that. Most people don't have that. But of course, there's going to be a few little gremlins in the comments that are right now going saying, oh my god, just upgrade your game setup, bro. Upgrade your money. Up your money, bro. You're just weak. You just have no system set up. You're playing on a GTX 1080, bro. Your complaints are not valid. Like, shut up, you child. Go home. We're not talking about you. We're talking about how games are not optimized anymore. And just another example, Marvel Rivals, a game that I'm not going to say love. I don't love this game anymore. A game that I play. This was another game. Came out, super stuttery, horribly optimized, no option to disable any of the anti-aliasing or upscaling. Just the worst experience ever. And I still have terrible frames in certain maps on this game. And people are just like, well, they added an anti-aliasing option, so now it's good. And it's like, no, it's still bad. And it still looks like a slightly upgraded Overwatch textures. So I don't get why people are thinking like it deserves to perform the way it does. Because it doesn't. It looks good, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't look this super crazy high fidelity lifelike realism that should be giving my computer 60 FPS at most. I think that's just some of what I've been looking at lately. I played a little bit of Battlefield 5. That game also has a little bit of that smearing issue. 2042 also has that TAA upscaling. A whole bunch of unnecessary garbage that doesn't really need to be in the game at all, but they keep adding it and they keep basing their development around it. So when you turn it off, the game looks hideous. Like, it looks like blocky, it looks like flashy, like there's shimmering particles effects everywhere. And it's just like, it's not correct. Black Myth Wukong, the #1 example. This is a prime example. This game is 140 gigabytes and I have 4 hours of gameplay on it. I cannot see myself ever installing this game. I uninstalled it because I'm never going to install this game. I'm never going to play this game. I played it for 4 hours. In those 4 hours, you can see it on my YouTube video, on my YouTube channel, that this game was so bad. It ran terribly. It ran at like 15 FPS, but it had an automatic frame generation option, so I couldn't turn it off. Or I think I could, but I have to do some like other settings to like disable upscaling, and then after that you can turn off frame generation. I don't know, but it had it on. The input delay was at least 2 seconds, and in a game where you have to, do quick fighting and quick reactions, you can't really do that. So on top of that, on top of disabling TAA made the game look horrible, and it just like added these weird jagged edges to everything in the scene. Not just, trees in the distance. Everything in the scene became just jagged and ugly and terrible. And then on top of that, with the input delay, and then on top of that, it did not run good, and I hated it. I feel like this game could have been great and it could have been wonderful, but on my system and on many people's systems, it does not run well. And this is becoming just more and more trendy of just modern video game titles. For example, the latest game for Doom, The Dark Ages, another game that is just another example of a game that was rushed out for no reason. Nobody was really like hyping this up. Nobody was sitting there going, I can't wait until May 12th or whatever when this game releases, because I'm setting aside my whole life, my whole day and my whole life is going to be set aside on May 12th for Doom The Dark Ages. No, they just shoddily released a horrible game that runs terribly, that is optimized poorly and crashes all the time. But for some reason, they're just like, when you release it, you launch it, it says, update your graphics drivers to so-and-so and so-and-so. And if you hit yes, you're going to crash. It's going to crash. The main menu is going to crash. For every 10 minutes, it's going to crash. If you hit no, then you're going to feel like you're not going to get the best performance. And for some reason, people are blaming the people who updated their graphics drivers, the people who clicked yes on that little chat box. They're blaming those people for upgrading their drivers, because apparently they shouldn't do that. They should expect that it doesn't work. And it's just like, what is wrong with gamers? What happened to gamers? Why is everybody like at each other's throat? Have y'all seen the new Final Fantasy? I think it was like 7 remake or something. The new Final Fantasy 7. Again, all these games, why are they $70? There's no reason these games should be $70. they're either remasters, let's be real. They're either remasters or they're remakes. They run terribly, almost always on Unreal Engine. I don't want to blame Unreal Engine because I know that Unreal Engine can run really great games. For example, that Expedition 33 game. I know that it can make really great games with competent devs. And I'm coming back again. I blame the dev teams. I blame the corporations for putting unnecessary pressure onto the devs, but I blame the dev teams, okay? They are creating this game. They are playtesting it. They're the ones that are looking at it and going, okay, let's go send it off to our producers, to our publishers, to our whatevers to see if it's good or, you know, whatever. They're doing this. And it's just so frustrating to me. And I think the biggest turning point for me for like getting just kind of upset at devs is both with Session and Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. That game, oh my god, why did they even release that game? That was the most unfinished, terrible game. Nobody was expecting it to come out. Nobody wanted it to come out the way that it did, but for some reason they rushed it out the door. They didn't check with, you know, the publisher. They didn't check with Scott Cawthon. They didn't check with anybody. They were just a dev team who just rushed out some piece of junk. And I think this is where it started kind of snowballing into this weird effect of just everybody releasing half-finished trash games. And for some reason, people are just so quick to just hog ride the freaking corporations, freaking Ubisoft, EA, whatever the freak else these game companies are, Square Enix, everybody. They're just so quick to protect them, like, oh my god, don't hurt my small little AAA gaming company. Don't hurt them. Like, they create these terrible games. Why is everybody acting like it's okay, it's normal. It's 2025 and we're out here Googling for 4 hours how to run a game properly in 2025 that was released in 2025. Why are we acting like this is okay? I wish somebody would speak up. I wish bigger content creators would speak up, but no, of course they're not going to speak up. They're over there getting paid $10,000 to play it for 45 minutes just to send out a beta code. That's what I just wanted to come on here. I wanted to come on here and rant about it. I'm going to be playing JK3D Productions over here in this corner for a while because I want to advertise this, because we just realized that we were getting shadow banned for a while, so we're going to try to push this out. This is probably going to be playing the entire time, and I'm not even going to talk about it until just now in the video. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been Jacob. See ya.